So I'm really excited to bring this video to you and share with you some things that I'm doing with my money as I grow my wealth in the stock market. So a lot of things that I like to do on YouTube is to look and see what other people are doing with their money, and so I can integrate that into my own personal plan. That's important to remember, that personal finance is personal and you should keep it personal. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the different brokerages that I use, why I use those brokerages, and then I'm going to share with you an overall program that I use that's really valuable, that kind of tracks my whole overall portfolio. So let's get started. My name is Paris Clough, and this is Financial Self-Reliance. I absolutely love helping people manage, protect, and grow their money. And in this video, like I shared earlier, I'm going to share with you my portfolio, what I'm doing to grow my wealth, how I'm growing my wealth, and maybe give you some advice or some tips or tricks, something that will help enhance your personal situation and scenario. So the first thing I want to do is I want to share with you my overall asset distribution, what money I have where, what percentage of my net worth is invested in what assets. So let's start with that. So as you can see here, my total liquid asset distribution is I have 12% liquid cash. That's money that's in my checking account, basically, money that's really easily accessible, maybe in a savings account that's at the bank. I have 21, almost 22% in precious metals. That's legitimately hard gold and silver. I love gold and silver. It's one of the things that I like to do. I think it's very important in today's economy to have gold and silver, especially with the dollar the way it's going. I really think that you ought to take a deep look into what's happening with the dollar, what's happening globally, and why you should have some gold and silver in your portfolio. As you can see, my stock portfolio is 38%, almost twice what my precious metals portfolio is. So don't think that I'm all about gold and silver. Well, I actually am all about gold and silver, but I also believe in utilizing the stock market as well. So if you don't have a portion of your total overall net worth in precious metals, I think you're missing something very important. So the next thing here is cash reserves. That's my emergency fund. It's my sinking funds. That's money that I have for quarterly taxes. So I separate that from liquid cash because that's actually cash reserves that are for something. It's an emergency fund. That's actually for that. So 2.4% of my overall portfolio is in crypto. That used to be 5%, but then obviously the crypto market really dropped bad. And so I'm at 2.4, hoping and praying that that thing comes back to where it needs to be. So what I first want to share with you is my M1 Finance portfolio. My M1 Finance portfolio is where I'm working to build my FIRE number, or my financial independence number. What that means is that I've taken a calculation and I've realized how much money do I need to accumulate in order to retire comfortably, in order to have my money pay my bills for me so that I don't have to work to pay my bills for me. So there's many ways to build a passive income. My favorite way is building a business, which I did, and I have a very strong passive income with my business. But I also now know the importance of building a portfolio. And so I've been working on building a portfolio for the last several years, putting money into the market. And so we're going to see my whole overall portfolio. Usually when I do these videos, I'll just do one video on M1 Finance and one video on my other brokerage, which is Webull. But this video, I'm going to kind of do one video on both and kind of tell you why I use each one. What's the purpose of each one for me in my portfolio, my personal financial plan. So the first I want to show you is my portfolio here at M1 Finance. So right now I have just over $18,000 in there. And this is the portfolio where I have it listed out into different what are called slices. What's cool about M1 Finance is they have an overall pie. The pie, if you will, so it says share this pie. This whole overall pie is my whole portfolio. And then within that pie, there's slices. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices: indexes, dividends, REITs, growth stocks, dividend stocks, and ARCs. And then I can allocate a percentage of my whole portfolio towards each of those things. So you can see over here, there's a percentage that's going towards those. Indexes is kind of the thing that most people in the FIRE community, or those who build towards a financial independence number, that's kind of their main thing. They just pick an S&P 500, like the VT. I'll show you here real quick. So my S&P 500 is VTI. That's the one I chose. It's an overall, it's a whole market, broad market, total stock market, and of the U.S. stock market actually. And so that's the one I chose. I have 60% of that slice in it's into that particular one, and then the rest of it is like in a bond fund to kind of average out, and then I have some international, and I have QQQ, which is basically the NASDAQ. The main reason why I have my M1 Finance account is because I can put money there, and I can dollar cost average every week. I put $100 every week into this portfolio, and then it just puts it where it needs to go. Like puts it 30% into indexes, 20 into dividends, and then I can allocate a percentage. So once the $100 goes in, plus whatever I get for dividends, it goes into these portfolios here automatically for me. I don't have to think about it. So that's really nice about M1 Finance, is that you can kind of set it and forget it. So let me share with you really quickly my Webull account. Okay, so here we go on my Webull account. So I have 20-ish, 24 actually positions here that are dividends. The goal for this account is that I want to build to 100 shares so that I can do the wheel strategy with this Webull account. Now, I want to be able to do it on a weekly basis, because if I can catch something every week or every other week, I'll have a better opportunity for the gains that I want to have, and I'll have a better opportunity to kind of keep that wheel strategy going tightly. Everybody that I've learned how to do the wheel strategy with, and that's done successful wheel strategies, has told me that weekly strategy is better. Weekly options are better than the monthly ones. So whether that's true or not, put a comment below. Let me know if that's true or not. It may or may not be true, but so far that's what I've heard and learned. One of my goals last year was to build my Webull portfolio to pay me $100 a month in dividend income. I love dividend stocks because they give me the opportunity to have the best of both worlds. I get to have the growth, especially if you pick a good stock, a good dividend stock that has growth potential as well, but you get to have the growth of the stock, the value, and you also get to have the income from the dividend. So that's one of the reasons why I really like dividend investing. And so my Webull account was typically just, I was building it to build that dividend income. And then my M1 Finance account was going to be the accumulation account, where I was just going to accumulate to my financial independence number, to my FIRE number, and really build my wealth there, and then just have that kind of pay me as well. So one of the things that happened over the last year or two, actually year and a half maybe, is that a fellow YouTuber created what it's called the Dividend Tracker. Now the Dividend Tracker to me is awesome because I can track my whole portfolio, and then I can split it up into just my Webull portfolio. And then I can also look at just my M1 Finance portfolio. Another thing that's cool is that I actually have a membership, a premium membership to Seeking Alpha. And so under Seeking Alpha, what I can do is I have the opportunity to have my M1 Finance account listed here. And then I have my Webull portfolio over here, which is my 24 stocks that I have in Webull. And that's tracking that. This Seeking Alpha portfolio is very helpful because I can click on this, like for example, AbbVie. I can click on that, and it just gives me a rundown of the company, gives me all the statistics, all the stats, everything I need to have. To me, it was worth it to have this Seeking Alpha account. And over here on this other one, which is the Dividend Tracker, it lets me see my whole overall, obviously my Webull, my M1 Finance, but then I can click up here where it says Dashboard, and I can see the whole overall portfolio. So my goal was to have my Webull portfolio pay me $1,200 a year. I hit that goal at the end of the year, but some of the companies in this recession-ish, well, as we're headed towards more economic concerns, it's not quite a recession yet, so I spoke inadvisedly there perhaps, but some of the companies have cut their dividends. So that's one of the things to worry about when it comes to dividend investing, is that you might have a company cut their dividends. So just be careful. Continue to build your portfolio. Continue to dollar cost average. The more shares that you own, the more you'll earn as you build your shares, the more dividends you'll receive over time. And so as companies increase their dividends, the idea here is to be involved with companies that are good, solid, strong companies that over time, 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years, increase their dividends. So, but my M1 Finance portfolio is up because it was closer to like 500 last year. So right now, my whole overall portfolio, my goal is for this year, is to have an $1,800 annual income in my whole portfolio and all of my investments. And I think I'm going to be there. I'm super close. And if I keep investing, dollar cost averaging in, I'm totally going to hit it. $1,800 is going to be easy. So this is the Dividend Tracker. In this tracker, you can look at payout calendars. This is really, really good because I can see every week who's going to pay that week. So weekly summary for April. So UGI pays from the 1st to the 2nd, 3rd to the 9th. Is these ones here, these ticker symbols here. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you, see if you can see that a little better. There we go. And then April 10th to the 16th, these are the ticker symbols that are paying. April 17th to the 23rd, these ones. As you can see, this is just a really great opportunity for you to look and see each one as they pay out. Then you can come over here to diversification. You can see how well you're diversified you are. My overall portfolio says great job. Your portfolio is well diversified. And then there's calculators here if you want to kind of goof around and say, okay, how much money do I need? How many shares do I need of each symbol to be able to produce a certain income? So just some fun stuff there that you can look at. But I really like this payout calendar because it teaches me how to balance my income. So here's an example. In my total portfolio, you can see that September is far outperforms the rest of the year. And so I want to look for, as I'm adding tickers, as I'm adding stocks to my portfolio, I may want to look for stocks that pay dividends in May, August, and November, because that's lacking. I don't need any more necessarily right away in September, because I already have a significant portion of my income coming in September. So this helps you kind of average it out. When you retire, you want to live on an income. You want to have that income be consistent every month. So this really helps track that. So there's a link in the description below if you want to get onto M1 Finance. There's a link for Webull, and there's a link for the Dividend Tracker. I hope you got a lot out of this video. I hope you picked up some tips and tricks, some things that you can do in your portfolio. If you missed the last video that I produced, you can find it here. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel up here, and check out this video up here that YouTube thinks you might like. Until the next video, have a fantastic day.